Okay, we've worked a bit on this, so let's continue. I think what I want to do is let's just go shade this smooth to see what it looks like. So we still need a bit more geometry here. I'm going to tab into edit mode, and then I'm just going to put a loop over there, and then maybe let's put one in the middle. No, I don't want to do that. I like this shape here. And then now I'm just going to apply it because I want to do some cutting. So I'm just going to maybe make it 1. So bring the segment, the viewport or the render levels, bring it down there to 1. And then apply it here. And then add another one, Control 2. And now it's actually looking much nicer. And then we tab into edit mode. And what I want to do now is I want to see if I can sort of create an opening here for the arm. So I'm going to press 3. Maybe if I add another edge loop here, and because I need a bit more geometry, add another edge loop here, and then let's select these 4 here and right click loop tool circle, and then let's bring it back everything, and then GZ just to bring that up. That should give us something to work with, and it's because it's on a flat surface, this geometry is looking really ugly, but because it's on a flat surface it doesn't really matter, but I'm just making it a bit straighter here. And then Control I for an inset. And then Control I again. And then let's say E to inset it just once, and then E again, and then E again, and then X, just delete the faces. And now we've got a nice hole here. Let's maybe add a ridge here so we can select this edge loop. So with Alt and your face select this one. E for extrude, just a slight extrusion, and E again, and then E once more, just a slight extrusion, and then we get this, which is looking pretty nice, if I say so myself. Okay, and then now let's see what we can do here for the head. So I'm going to select these 3. And if I click loop tools, it should make half a circle like that, but now it screws everything up here. Okay, let's do something else. Okay, what we're going to do here now is I'm actually going to apply the mirror modifier first. And then I'm going to tab, and then maybe select, just soloing this again. I'm going to try something else. So I'm going to select this one in the middle, press Control plus, and bring everything back. And maybe we'll make this work. Okay, and then loop tools, make a circle. I want it a bit bigger, so I'm just going to press S to make it a bit bigger. And then I to inset it. And then I again, and then E, just a slight inset, and then E a long one, and then just another short one, and then X, delete faces. Okay, and then we're going to do the same here with 3. We're just going to press E, just a slight one, and E again, and then E again. Okay, and then now we just need to go into 3 and just sort of move this nicely into place so it fits into that hole there. So GX, so you must always, if you create something like this, it must be believable. It should look like everything should be looks like it can move, even if it doesn't move, even if you don't plan on rigging it. There should be a huge amount of believability. And I think that's it for this one. Let me just maybe go into 3 and move the arm down. GX. And that arm's fitting in there nicely now as well. So let's work on this midsection. I think this one I'm just going to keep it simple. Press Ctrl 2. Shade Auto Smooth. Press Tab. And add a loop here in the middle. Press Ctrl B to bevel it and just bevel it up there. And then maybe let's see, I'm just going to slash into here, and then maybe press this one here, add an inset just to make it a bit, and then at the bottom as well. And let's maybe keep this one round. So I'm just going to press R again, and 1, 2, 4. So I've got 4 of them. Then I'm going to select this one, go to 3, and then select this one. Shift, so it's Alt Shift Select, Shift Select. What's happening there? Alt something. Okay, go to the side of it, and then just click on that line there. Alt Shift Select, Alt Shift Select. Let's bring everything back, and let's press Alt E to extrude along the normals, and then should we extrude it inwards, or let's extrude it outwards just slightly. Alt E again, extrude along normals, Alt E, and now we've got this. And we can sharpen it up by going into Tab and adding more loops like this. We can sharpen it up. But I actually like this. I like it like it is here. I like this sort of smooth look. It looks a bit more feminine, and it goes with our robot. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tab, and I'm just going to go Control R, and add 1 in the middle there. And that's fine. And we can actually carve this out as well, but I think we can do it, but it's going to take a lot of work, because then I have to stitch things up. So let's just for the sake of the tutorial, just leave it like it is. I think it's looking cool. So let's work on the hips now. So again, Control 2 to add a subdivision surface. Shade Auto Smooth. And let's go into it. Add a loop cut in the middle. Add a loop cut here at the top. And for this one, I'm going to carve it out here. So basically, I'm going to go 3, select these 2 faces, inset them, go to 1, E, just a small extrusion, E again. And then now I have to scale it because it's sticking out, as you can see here. So I just scale it, something like that. And then E again, just a slight extrusion, and then delete faces. And now we get this. And I think this is fine for the hips. I think this is cool. I think what we need to do, we need to apply the subdivision, and then maybe just add these where we can carve the legs out. So let's continue. So we're going to go in here, and I'm just going to go to side view by pressing 3, and then slash to solo this. Then I'm going to select this vertex, Control plus to grow the selection. Loop tools, make a circle. Let's make it a bit bigger. Maybe just rotate it slightly. Control I to inset it. Control I again, just to create an edge loop, and then E, small inset for edge loop, E. small inset again, and we can just press X and delete everything. And let's bring it back. And then now I just want to go to 3, select this one, and then maybe select this one. Let's make this one quite thick and chunky. Go to 1, press E, just the small one, E again, and then E, and that should be fine. And we'll line it up now. Now we just need to copy it over to the other side, and all we're going to do now to do that is just press into tab and Z2, 1, and I just want to delete everything on this half. Press X, delete vertices, and then Z2, bring it back again, add a modifier, generate mirror, and we want the mirror to clip, and then Control 2 to add subdivision level of 2, and that's looking pretty nice. Now we just need to line up the legs. So I'm just gonna take the arm, select all of these, and I'm just gonna press H to hide them for now. And then I'm just gonna select all these, G, Y, bring them forward until it lines up there, and then maybe go to 1. Let's see if this works. So I might have to press S and make this one smaller again so it fits in there. Press Z2 to go into X-ray, GZ, maybe Z2 go into solid. X-ray is not helping here. Okay, let's see. That's fine. I think that's fine. And then this one we just shade it smooth, and it's all already looking better. Press 1, GX just to bring this over a bit, and Alt H to unhide everything. So now we get this back, and this is this section done. Let's add something in here just for an effect. We can add like a panel break sort of thingy like that. So go to press 2 to select to get the edges, and then select an edge, Control B. Let's bevel this. Just bevel it like that. And then Alt E, extrude along normals, and now we want to extrude it inwards like that. And then we can just Control R to clean up this loop, Control B, and this is very fine work. This is, I don't even know if this is necessary, but there we've got this nice edge going around here.